Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. I've got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, break 3 to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning and like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell right next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, please don't tell me you know we had a mobile app. Come on, man. Listen, we have a mobile app in case you ain't know. Now you know. So listen, wherever you get your apps from, you go there. It doesn't matter where you get your apps from, whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebles, Goldblatt's, Zayre. Doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles. Thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Listen, Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television. Okay, put us there next to the big boys, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Max, HBO Plus, Max, Apple Plus, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, everybody plus, plus. Stars. No, Stars is only Stars, not Stars Plus. But anyway, put us there next to the big boys. How we're on the big screen, right, Mickey? Now. Listen. You can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Man. He's back. Listen, we have a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in a thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So keep them coming, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's check out the chat. The chat is jumping. I know we got started a little late today, and I apologize. In the words of Anita Baker, I apologize. My bad. Lavette Lee's checking in. Good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. Happy hump day, y'all. She says, Cornelius Squalls checks in. What up, what up, what up? Sports Zoners. Cornelius, thank you. Rashawn Walls in the house. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, Sports Zoners. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, baby. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr., he's in the house. He's checking in. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. Listen, we got a great show. We got a lot to talk. We got basketball, we got hockey, we got college football, and we have, of course, our Bears. And our guest today, 10 o'clock. If you saw the thumbnail, Harrison Graham from Chicago Bears Now is going to join us. I'm excited about it. It's going to be good talking to him, getting his thoughts on our Chicago Bears, because there's a lot to talk about, to say the least. There's a lot to talk about. And you know what? The cool part about this, not so cool for the players because they have a short turnaround, but cool for us is that we got another game, boom, tomorrow. We have another game tomorrow, so there's a lot of the things that we were worried about and talked about all the last couple of weeks. We don't get to do that because of the fact that we have the game tomorrow. So, oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Whew. But yeah, so listen. Great show planned ahead. I'm fired up. I'm glad you could join me. Let's get it in. Ooh. Lavette Lee says, it's my aunt's 81st birthday today. Well, happy birthday to your aunt, Lavette. Happy birthday from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago. Junior says, Detroit 99, Bears nothing. Now you're just being silly. But anyway, let's get it started, baby. Cue up MC Hammer. Guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's see, the first top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? I know which way we go. We're going right here, baby, baby, baby. Yeah. Our bullies, baby. The Bulls. Only the Bulls. Only the Bulls. The Bulls beat the Washington Wizards yesterday, 127-108. Kobe White led the way with 21 points, 8 rebounds. Nikola Vucevic, the walking double-double, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Zach LaVine chipped in 18 points. Ayo Dosunmu, 12 points. Josh Giddey, 11 points, 8 assists. All 5 starters were in double figures, as the Wizards were probably the worst team in the NBA, and the Bulls took advantage of it. You know what? But that's what you have to do. Sorry to break it to you. No one feels bad for you in the world of pro sports. You're all getting paid. You're multimillionaires on the other side. So, yeah. Cry Me a River. Who's that? Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. Here's the world's smallest violin for you, because you know what? No one gives a damn when our players were hurt. When Lonzo Ball was out for 2.5 years, no one gave a damn. Patrick Williams was hurt, or Zach LaVine was hurt, or DeMar was hurt. No one gave a damn about us either. So sorry. It's unfortunate if it seems cruel, but that's the world of pro sports. The next top of the morning topic, staying with the Bulls tonight. The Bulls travel to Orlando to face the Magic back-to-back. Actually, the win yesterday was in the Emirates NBA Cup. This is their second win of the season, so they're 2-1 in the NBA Cup playoffs. Okay, remember, whoever wins the Emirates NBA Cup, each player on the team gets an extra $500,000, $500,000. Now, you might think Zach LaVine doesn't need it, Vucevic doesn't need it, all the guys who just signed a new contract. But think about all the youngsters. Think about the Taylor Horton Tuckers of the world. who's shish kebab. I can't even think of the other guy now. But people like that. Excuse me. All right. An extra $500,000 to those men means a lot. Means a lot. Okay. So good luck. I don't know if they'll win it. I highly doubt they'll win it, but good luck. And staying with the Bulls, the last top of the morning topic with them involved, Lonzo Ball is expected to make his return from a wrist injury tonight. Tonight. All right, Lonzo Ball's been out since October 28th. About a month. A month. Okay, he's been out about a month. And remember, he missed 2.5 years with a crazy knee injury. And the Bulls were playing very well with him in the lineup. Then he goes out with this. It is just a crazy situation for this young man. He can't stay healthy. You know, when he's on the court, he is a difference maker, but he can't stay healthy. Therein lies a problem. A kind of big problem, you know? Know what I mean? Do you know what it is that I mean? Anyway, the next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks, baby. The Blackhawks host the Dallas Stars at the United Center tonight. Puck drop is at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet. Actually, you can catch the Bulls game on Chicago Sportsnet. You can catch the Blackhawks on Chicago Sportsnet Plus. All right. Or you can listen to the Blackhawks on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. I didn't do that for the Bulls. They travel to Arizona. Tip-off is at 6 o'clock tonight for the Bulls because they're in Eastern time zone. So 6 o'clock Central Time is tip-off. You can watch the Bulls on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to their flagship 6:70 a.m. I was a little all crazy and everything. I don't know what the hell that was about. I don't know. Next topic, I want to talk about the college football playoff rankings. The latest rankings were released the other day. The top 5. Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame. Some shakeups after a lot of upsets last week. And it got, telling you, it's going to get some coaches fired. Now making the playoffs. Okay. Do you have a lot of games left? You have some conference championship games left. That's going to play a big part in it as well. They have another week of games. And the top 12, the top 12, I gave you the top 5. You see them on the screen. Notre Dame is 5. Miami 6, Georgia 7, Tennessee 8, SMU 9, Indiana 10. Indiana fell after losing to Ohio State. They fell far. Wow, they fell far. Wow. Boise State 11, Clemson 12. Alabama's on the outside looking in at number 13. Wow. But we went over that the other day. We went over that and we talked about these scenarios. And Alabama could be odd man out. Could be. First year that Nick Saban steps down, they don't make the playoffs. Whew. But that's gonna be interesting. We'll talk a little bit about there's some pretty cool games this weekend, locally and nationally. Illinois Northwestern at Wrigley, Notre Dame at USC. All right, the big game, Michigan at Ohio State. All right, a lot of games. We're going to talk about that on the other side of the break at the bottom of the hour. Man, we got some crazy games. Florida State. Where else? Tennessee, Vanderbilt. A lot of rivalry games are being played this weekend. South Carolina, Clemson. Louisville at Kentucky. Duke at Wake Forest. Man, there's a slew. Pittsburgh, BC, Boston College, Maryland at Penn State, Auburn, Alabama, the Iron Bowl, Whew, there's some games this weekend, boy. There's some games that are going to have a big, big impact on the college football playoff rankings. Let's see, who's at Alabama is at 13. If Auburn beats Alabama, they are out. They will miss the college football playoffs. That, my peoples, I can tell you. That. I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. Alabama, a 4-loss Alabama team, is not making the college football playoffs. The next top of the morning topic. The Bears, our Bears, baby. They travel to Motown tomorrow. Kickoff is early, 11:30 a.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on CBS 2 or listen to it on the flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. The first of 3 Thanksgiving games tomorrow. And for all intents and purposes, Bears have no business winning this game. But that, my peoples, is why you play the game. All right? The Detroit Lions are the best team in football. Who'd have thunk it? I said it on Monday. I'm saying it again. Who'd have thunk it? The Detroit Lions. Me saying the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. I didn't think I'd ever say that in my lifetime. But here we are. The Bears always play them well. They play them tough. I just think they have too much firepower. I'm talking about the Detroit Lions. In their place, Thanksgiving Day. And here's the problem with Detroit. Detroit doesn't beat you. They embarrass you. All right, Dan Campbell has these guys playing and the backups playing hard. He's employing that old philosophy. It's not my job to stop me from scoring. It's yours. Courtesy of Jimmy Johnson back at the U. And they're employing it very well. Employing it very, very well. I don't know if the Bears have enough. I know with Billings out, that hurts their run game. And David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the best 1-2 combos, running back combos in the game today, if not the best. I think they're going to attack there. We're not getting a pass rush. So we've seen Jalen Johnson struggle a little bit. No big plays last week, but he had 2 pass interference plays, which are basically big plays. Basically, you get the yards. And then a week before, he got his feet caught up and had a big 60-yard game by Christian Watson. Okay. Last couple of weeks have been kind of rough for Jalen Johnson. Tyreek Stevenson, I don't even know where he's at. After that whole – here's the thing that bothers me. Here's the thing that really freaking bothers me. After that whole situation where he's acting like an ass and jawing at the fans while the play is going on, tips the ball into the offensive player's hand who's waiting in the end zone, the guy he should have been blocking out for the loss, for the Hail Mary loss at Washington. And all the circus that followed is you getting benched, and then he got benched for a couple of series. All that. After that, he hasn't been the same. He's lost his swag. It seems like his feelings are hurt. And that's the thing that bugs me. So goddamn soft, these people. Your feelings are hurt. Look, you're acting like an ass. You're acting like an ass, and that couldn't go unpunished. Now, it should have been swift and severe. It should have been, listen, you're not playing the first half. End of story. Move on. Next. That's it. But no, they dragged it out. I don't know. We're going to have our conversations with Tyreek and blah, 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 and another situation for Eberflus to screw up, which he did. But since then, he hasn't been the same. And Tyreek Stevenson, we need him to get his swag back. We need him to play with that edge that he had coming out of the U. But the fact of the matter is that I don't know if he's butthurt. I don't know what the situation is, but you brought this shit on yourself. You brought it on yourself. So the best way to alleviate this is to play well. The best way to alleviate this is get a pick. The best way to alleviate this is create a turnover. The best way to alleviate this is knock somebody out of the game because you put your shoulder pad in their ribs and you broke their ribs or took the wind out of them. Why you've gone MIA and your feelings you're all butthurt? Listen, grow the hell up. You're in the NFL. The alpha sport of alpha sports. Grow up. You screwed up. Now face the music and move on. End of story. Like I said before, remember I said, I don't want this Washington game. I don't want Washington to beat us twice. Well, then they beat us 3 times in a row. By that, I meant I didn't want the effects of the Washington game to linger to the following week and the following week, and it did. But he's got to grow up, and he's got to say, okay, I screwed up. I'll take accountability. All right, play it, ball out. But he wants to go. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know if he's sulking. I don't know if he's crying or if he's calling mom. I don't know what he's doing. But he's not playing good football, and that was the thing. He was playing good football at the end of the year and at the beginning of this year before that whole situation. So look yourself in the eye, find out remember who the hell you are, and let's get back to playing some good football. The football that we know that we have video evidence of you playing the last year and this year before that incident. Get back to that Tyreek Stevenson. But you got to grow up. Don't be all butthurt because you got suspended or you didn't start. This is your own doing. Actions have consequences. Welcome to the real world. And that really bugs me. It bugs me because what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, do you not pay attention? And is it just woe is me, woe is me? They're picking on me. Coach is picking on me, or they're too hard on me. What? You don't get to commit a crime and then choose the punishment. I hate to break that to you. You don't get to do that. It's not how the world works. But we need this guy to perform at the level he was performing at before that incident. King Booker World checking in. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. King Booker World said, problem is football has gone from players being gladiators to being players. Yes. Yes. They're so damn soft. And this is why, and I know we're going off topic here, but this is why when we get a new head coach, give me an old school head coach. Give me a guy who demands respect. Give me a guy who will be in your face. Give me a guy who will hold your feet to the fire when you're screwing up. That's what I need. That's what I want. I want a John Gruden. I want a Bill Belichick. I want a Mike Vrabel. Do not give me another first-year head coach. First-time head coach. I don't want that. I don't want another first-time head coach. And I'm not saying that Thomas Brown can't be a great coach. He very well could be. But let's see how the rest of the year plays out. Because he seems like the kind of guy who stands on business. He seems like the kind of guy who holds people accountable. Very steely demeanor. Very upfront and direct. That might rub people the wrong way, but they like him. You know why they like him? Because he treats them like men and he holds them accountable. And that I appreciate. That's the way that most people who played this game were trained in. You're held accountable to your teammates, to your coaches. For whatever reason, That seems to be going by the wayside. Oh, the punishment was too much. He shouldn't be benched. He shouldn't. Yeah, he should be benched. He should have been benched. He should have been fined. Conduct detrimental to the team. Cornelius Squall says, we might have our head coach in the building in Thomas Brown. We might. But I don't know if I want to give him that title right now. Everyone says give him that title so you can see what he can do. No, I don't want that shit right now. I want him working. The only thing right now we should be working on is the development of Caleb. And I don't want to have to put anything else on his plate to take away from him developing Caleb. I don't want to do that. You make him the head coach after this game. Now he's got to worry about the defense. He's got to worry about the special teams. He's got to worry about roster moves. He's got to worry about a whole bunch of other shit. And I don't want him to worry. I want him worried and focused on developing Caleb. That's his number one job. And if you feel that he could be a good candidate, interview him after the season. And if you feel you want him, interview him and then sign him. But don't give Thomas Brown any more than he needs right now, when he's doing a very good job of developing Caleb. Let's continue that for the last 6 games and see where we are at that particular point. Coach Eberflus says that's where we're at. See where we're at after these 6 games. Yeah, I don't know, Junior. Junior says Daniel Jones signing with Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know about that. I saw that, but I thought it was a fake account. I don't know. Well, listen, we got to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to get back to some more. We're going to get some Bulls basketball, baby. They play tonight in Orlando. We're going to talk a little college football playoffs. And then at the top of the hour, we're going to welcome back Harrison Graham from Chicago Bears Now. Talk all things Bears and continue our Bears conversation. So listen, don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Move it! Yes,
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Come in with a record of 2-13, 1 of 6 here at Capital One Arena. The Bulls are 7-11. Vucevic, 9 Wizards points with 8:35 to go here in the first quarter. Brogdon, Gordon Levine, Zach with a pump fake and gets in the mid-range. Vooch, 3, good. Their largest lead of the game, 6.
Nice.
Buzelis, which prompts Brian Keefe to call time. E.J. Liddell, the Ohio State product, handed over to Buzelis. Buzelis spinning and scoring.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those comes courtesy of the Chicago Sports Network. I was the Bullies last night in the Emirates NBA Cup tournament yesterday. Nice victory over the lowly Washington Wizards. I mean, they blew these boys out. 127-108. It happens. It happens. But we were talking about college football. All right, the college football playoffs. A lot of games this weekend are going to affect those playoffs. I mentioned it earlier. There's a couple games, and I'm still thinking about going to the Northwestern game. Probably run me about $100, but who cares? Or maybe I can see if I can get credentials, but I think it's too late for that. Illinois at Northwestern. That game should be it's going to be at Wrigley Field at 11 o'clock. It should be good. I'd love to see the a football game being played at Wrigley Field. Remember, that's where the Bears used to play. Before 1971, 1972, before they went and moved to Soldier Field, they played their games at Wrigley Field. So that would be a great game to see, just for the pageantry of it. You know what I mean? Just for the pageantry of it. I think that'd be dope. I don't know. It would take me back to the Bears, and those Northwestern, but to the Bears that I didn't see growing up. All right, to football before I was a football fan, playing in Wrigley Field. I think that'll be a dope game. It should be crowded. Tickets probably crazy high. Let me double check. Probably crazy high because they're playing Illinois. There's a huge Illinois contingency here in Chicago. Huge. Here we go. Oh, there's some tickets. Oh, there's some good tickets. Okay. So we'd be right here. That's not bad. And I'll tell you what, even the 400 level, there's a couple $60 seats in the 400 level. That's about $1.75 for two. That's not a bad deal. Because you're the higher up you are, you get to look down on the field. I might get those tickets after the show. I might do that. That might be something that could be done. Now you got me fired up, people. You got me fired up. Rashawn says orange versus purple in Wrigley Field is something. Oh, Junior, yes, Daniel Jones is signing with Minnesota. That came across the wire just as we were going to commercial. Came across the wire on Bleacher Report. So, yes, he's signing with Minnesota. Junior also says, I vaguely remember seeing the Bears play at Wrigley. Oh, that was dope. Okay. He said, as a little kid, I was daddy's boy and was his shadow. Oh, so he went to watch the Bears at Wrigley. That's dope, dude. That's dope. That's really dope. Yeah, that's something I think I might want to check out. But like I said, the higher up you are, the better the view. I might do that after the show. Get some ticks. Get 2 tickets after the show. That'd be pretty dope. Notre Dame at USC. That has huge implications. Notre Dame is number 5. They just missed out on the bye. The first 4 teams have a bye in the college football playoffs. If anyone falls, Oregon, which I don't think they will. I don't even think they're playing, to be honest with you. I think their season's over. Let's see. Ohio State, they cannot lose to Michigan. Woo, they cannot lose to Michigan. Michigan, the run is over. Jim Harbaugh's gone. J.J. McCarthy's gone. Ohio State has to blow the doors off of Michigan. And they're in Columbus. They have to blow the doors off of Michigan. Texas. Are they playing this week or are they done? I'm looking to see Texas San Antonio Army. No, I don't see Texas. Their season might be done. No, that's Texas Tech. Texas San Antonio. So it looks like Texas's season could be done. They're probably just waiting for the Big 12 championship game. Nope, Texas to Texas A&M, 6:30. Woo, that's a good one. Texas A&M is ranked number 20 in the country. So that's a good one. Junior says, boy, did Northern Illinois get lucky beating ND because now ND would destroy them. Yes, they did. And that is the only blemish on Notre Dame's record, is that loss to Northern in South Bend. What the hell was that? That, my friends, was a trap game. That was, you're a mid-major school in the MAC conference. We're Notre Dame. We're just going to show up and beat you. Northern Illinois said, hold my beer. Hold my Mickey Bicky beer. James Ford checking in. James, what's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, Notre Dame would destroy them right now. Notre Dame has a ground game that is deadly. That is punishing and deadly. Their ground game is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't know how far it's going to take them in the college football playoffs. It might, depending if they can continue to roll on all cylinders and they keep that run game going where it's at. Yeah, they could go pretty far. But the one thing you'd like is to get that bye, get healthy. All right, and right now they're out of the bye. They're in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, they're number 5. But they'd be they wouldn't have their bye. Or a bye, I should say. Let me see how this would work. Okay. As it stands now, the first round games would be number 16, Arizona State as the projected Big 12 winner. At Ohio State. Number 8, Tennessee at Georgia. Indiana at Penn State. Number 9, SMU at Notre Dame. And that's as of right now. All right, but we still got conference championships. We have a lot of, as of right now, that's what it would be. That's what it would be. Oh, I didn't see that, and I think this would be I think this would be a this was crazy. I know this is baseball. But this came across the wire. Dude, that's insane. Look at this. The Dodgers. Multiple outlets report that 2-time Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell and the Dodgers agreed to terms in a 5-year, 182. Did I put 28? I think I did. I'm dyslexic. Pardon me. Are you kidding me? 5 years, 182 million. That's what? 5 and 18 is 3. Jesus Christ. 5 and 82 is 3. So 315 is 32. 36.4. He'd average $36.4 million. What in the blue hell is that? Didn't the Dodgers just win the World Series? Didn't the Dodgers just win the World Series? King Booker World says Dodgers stay bleeding money. Damn it. Didn't they just win the God-blessed World Series? Then they go get a 2-time Cy Young Award winner? In the same year that Shohei Ohtani should be back to pitching? This is what it means when you stand on business. This is what it means. Dodgers they haven't even gotten the champagne stains out of their clothes, and they signed a 2-time Cy Young Award winning pitcher. King Booker World says they collect players like sports cards. Man, dude, this ain't nothing nice. Hell, Shohei Ohtani, the show, the Ohtani show, just created the 50-50 club this year. First person in the history of Major League Baseball. He's going to be pitching next year, too, when he was a Cy Young candidate the year before he got hurt. Man, let me tell you something. Man. What it must be like to be a fan of a team like that, a team of the Dodgers, a team of the Yankees, a team of the Red Sox, a team like the Braves, the Mets. Well, they've sucked too. But when you have owners who'll spend money, they understand you got to make money. You got to spend money to make money. But nope, can't do that. Cornelius says, well, Chicago teams act like they're in the minor leagues. You're damn right. They act like they're a small market team. We're the third largest market in the country. And we don't want to spend money on players? The White Sox still haven't had a $100 million contract? That's why we suck, because you don't want to get players. And then when you get good players, this is how rotten this organization is, how corrupted this organization is. Then when you get good players, we had a shitload of good players. Yoan Moncada was the number one prospect in the minor leagues. Eloy Jimenez, when he came out, was rated higher than him. And Luis Robert was rated higher than him. And he had Tim Anderson. And he had Dylan Cease. And Andrew Vaughn. And then you go get a stupid manager. Let me take that back. You go get a manager who's been out of the game because you're trying to get a make good for something that happened in 4 decades ago, back in 82, 83, when Hawk Harrelson fired him. Instead of going to get a manager who could lead this team to a World Series title. And there are plenty out there. One in particular, the guy in Texas, Bruce Bochy. Didn't even bring him in for an interview. And instead, he leads the Texas Rangers to a World Series championship and not the White Sox. You can't make this stuff up. The guy you don't bring in here to manage this team was loaded with talent. Bruce Bochy is a 3-time, now he's a 4-time, was a 3-time World Series champion manager in 2010, 2012, and 2014. And you don't bring him in for an interview and he's available? And it's not like he was a Bill Belichick type of guy where he wants to have control. No, this guy's a great manager. This goes to show the type of mentality that our ownership deals with. Look at the Cubs. They had a good manager. Ricky Renteria. A better one became available. They went and got him. What did they do? 3 straight National League Championship Series, 1 World Series appearance, 1 World Series win. Now, we could argue if they should have been longer or should have had more appearances in the World Series. That's neither here nor there. The fact is they won a World Series because the Cubs said, hey, here's the manager, here's the missing piece. Let's go get him. And they did. And they won. We get a whole bunch of young prospects all under the age of 25, and you go get Tony La Russa. And then say, I'm serious about winning World Series. Get the fuck out of here. Stop. Don't look me in the eye, piss on my shoes, and tell me it's raining. Don't do it. Which is why your ass is having Sox Fest at the Ramova Theater. If you were following me on Facebook, you'll see I was pissed. Sox Fest is going to be at the Ramova Theater. What? $35th in Halstead, an old movie theater that they renovated into an event space, and this is where the White Sox are having their Sox Fest. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? And I'm anxious to see what type of interaction we have. Because, you know, it doesn't matter where it's going to be. The fans are going to come out and they're going to be livid. They are going to be livid. They're going to take the Bulls model, see red. They're going to see red. And whoever you have up there, whether it's Chris Getz, because you know the old man Reinsdorf's not going to get up there. Whoever's answering questions in the Q&A, they're going to grill them. Why did you guys do this stupid shit? Why? Why do they think that you could lead this team, Chris Getz, when you couldn't lead the minor league system? We have the worst minor league system in the bigs. And then they promote you to general manager to run the whole baseball ops? Those Sox fans are going to get it in. That's why they didn't have Sox Fest the last couple of years, because they know damn well Sox fans are going to get it in, and they're going to ask questions straight to the point. No chaser. Straight. No if and no dancing around the question. They're coming at your head. And we need answers. King Booker was, you're a damn fool. He says the White Sox average age of 25 and they go and get a coach that has the original Louis Armstrong album. You're a fool. But man, you got me fired up. It just when I saw the Ramova Theater, what? You know, Sox fans will go. Didn't matter what hotel you put us in, we're there. Are they hoping that not to get as many Sox fans? I mean, I don't understand. Aunt Mosh checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you, brother? Happy Thanksgiving Eve to you too as well, man. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, you're getting me fired up even more. We're talking our Bears. We're going to welcome back Harrison Graham from Chicago Bears Now. And we got all things Bears to talk. And I'm fired up, man. I really, really am with this whole White Sox thing. They're not even in season. They got me fired up today. And then this whole Bears situation. It's going to be, man, you don't want to miss it. Call your husbands, call your wives, call your girlfriends, call your brothers, call your sisters. The SuperBack and Harrison Graham talking Bears on the other side of the break. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Regular review situation like a scoring play, they can, but not a coach's challenge.
Interesting as Darnold is snowed under and sacked by DeMarcus Walker.
Out for the second half.
Ooh, two big losses, Laura. Thank you very much. Caleb Williams finds DJ Moore on first down, and Moore breaks 2 tackles. Moore, a little stutter step, looking for a block, dancing midfield, and he slides down. Third down, clean pocket. Williams throws, catch made by Keenan Allen. Darnold, pressure up the middle, steps away, throws, incomplete. It went between the 8 and the 7 of Hawkinson, and he couldn't secure it with Gordon and Edmonds in the area.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those were the boys on Sunday. Just seems like it was only 48 hours ago. Oh, maybe 72 hours ago. 24, yeah, 72. Because it was 72 hours ago. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Tough loss. Great comeback. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be one heck of a game. I'm not putting a lot of stock in. I'm putting some hope in the game because, man, it's, again, for all intents and purposes, the Detroit Lions should dog walk us. But that's why you play the games. That is why you play the game. So we're going to find out if they can make it competitive. Our next guest, you've seen him on here before. Appreciate his time. He's the host of Chicago Bears Now, and you can find him on Twitter at HGrahamNFL. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Harrison Graham. Harrison, what's up, Papa? How are you? Harrison, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me back. I was trying to think when the last time we talked, what the talking points were. I can't remember quite when that was, but whatever it was then, a lot has changed between then and now.
Yeah, to say the least, let me tell you, to say the least. We were coming out, we talked right around after the bye. It was pretty close, right around there, because it was about a month ago. And we were looking good, 4-2.
Okay.
And, you know, the arrow was pointing up. The sentiment, although there were still some guys who were skeptical, the sentiment for all intents and purposes was a very positive one. The Bears, everyone was fired up about this Bears team, and man, wow, it has changed rapidly. Talk to me about the decay or how this team has made a complete 180 from that particular point.
Well, a lot has transpired, but I really think, as crazy as it sounds, I think this team, that this season was lost on a 2-play sequence. And not just on the 2-play sequence, but how the head coach handled it after it happened. And, of course, I'm talking about the free 15 yards, or I guess 13 yards before the Jaden Daniels Hail Mary. And then, of course, the Jaden Daniels Hail Mary. I think it's safe to say this team has not recovered since then. Matt Eberflus doubled and tripled down after the game, saying that those 13 yards didn't matter. Dan Quinn on the other side said that was the only reason they even had a chance at the Hail Mary. He said it with Kaplan. He said it in his Monday presser. It took him all the way until Wednesday to take any ownership at all. And I don't think it's a coincidence that since then the defense has not looked the same. They were giving up 16 points per game through that Washington game. Last 4 games, 24.5. Obviously, in addition to that, you had the Waldron disaster where the offense got really stale. Caleb was losing confidence. To the Bears' credit, they made a change there with Thomas Brown, and the offense has looked a lot better. I'm sure we'll get into that. But I don't think it's hyperbolic to say, Shawn, that Matt Eberflus's career in Chicago ended with how the Washington game ended and how he handled it publicly after that game.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think it was signed, sealed, and delivered with that blocked field goal. The first one, not the second one. The second one was buttermilk icing on the cake. The problem that I saw with Matt Eberflus was, one, his reluctance to take accountability of anything, and then his ultra overcorrecting. Oh, it's my fault. Oh, it's my fault. Hey, the clock stopped. It was my fault. Oh, the referees felt it was everything was your fault after nothing was your fault. It was so insincere.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with him is he doesn't, and I'm sure he'll get a shot at the head coach a few years down the road. But the one thing that he doesn't do, he doesn't value.
I'll push back. I'll push back. I'll push back on that. I do not think he will, but
it's possible. Well, put it this way: if he does, I hope he's learned his lesson and realized that every single play matters, because that's where the respect of the game. That's where he lost it. Is he didn't believe that every single play matters, and we saw it in his decisions. We saw it in his challenges. We saw it in his non-challenges. And that, I think, is the thing that bit him in the butt, is he didn't respect every single play of an NFL game.
Yeah, I think here's the problem, Shawn, is you can't fake authenticity. And I'm not saying Eberflus is a fake guy. I'm just saying that his whole mantra is this hits principle. Well, the hits principle would not say we're just going to concede 15 yards here. The hits principle would not say, yeah, my defense is set here, even though Tyreek Stevenson has his back to the play and is yapping with the fans for 15 seconds, including for about 5 seconds once the play starts. Like, you can't say you're this, and then when you just let things slide like that, players are just not going to buy into it anymore. And I think you've seen that, especially with the defense. I'm not saying they're not trying hard for the most part, but I think things have slipped. There were a couple plays. The play he challenged this Sunday, TJ Edwards stops running because he assumes Jonathan Owens is going to get him out of bounds. Well, Owens doesn't get him out of bounds. If Edwards runs to the ball after Owens misses that tackle, he's gonna just tackle him right after there. Instead of 50 more yards, he gets maybe 5 more yards. Like that's the opposite of the hits principle. So it's kind of just. I think his teachings and his message I think it's not resonating anymore. And, you know, I've been really harsh on the guy, and I don't take I don't enjoy it. I mean, I think some people think like, oh, this guy, he just loves saying fire the coach. And it's like, no, I just use my eyes and I watch what I'm seeing and I listen to how he is in press conferences and how he explains things. And you're totally right on the, oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's like, yes, we want you to be accountable, but now it's just like, oh, it's me. Everything starts with me. It's like, it's not even A, it's too late. And B, you're not even saying what specifically is your fault. Like, be a little more specific. Like, yeah, you know what? Looking back at it after we reviewed the film, giving up that 13 yards, we should not have done that. We should have defended the sideline. But instead it's like, yeah, it starts with me. Well, it's like, okay, like I get it, dude. I think someone, whether it was Poles, Warren, whatever, I think they saw the backlash from social media, from content creators, radio, where they're all saying, why can't this coach be accountable? And I think they sat him down and they told him, Matt, you have to take ownership. So he is completely overcorrected. And now it's just annoying, to be completely honest. And it's just, I think I speak for most, if not all Bears fans. We're just ready for a new voice because this isn't it. Like, it's not going to work. You know, it's why I want last offseason, the second they decided to change quarterbacks, because this was the danger. If it didn't go well this year, you were going to have to make a change. And now, for the third time in a row, you're going to have a new head coach with your quarterback that you took in the first round.
Harrison, did we lose you?
Typically brings. So we'll see. Obviously, they cannot screw up this coaching hire.
Yeah, and I, you know what, I liked Eberflus initially. All right, I did like his principles, and people made fun of it, you know. But they're telling you what he wants. He's giving you how he wants and how he runs his thing for accountability. But then when you don't back it up, it just rings hollow. And I agree with you. The players, the players have tuned him out. They really don't listen to him. A lot more players are speaking out, which is really, really crazy. All right, and that's it's really nuts. So how so many, and then Jalen Johnson was the latest one the other day to who talked about you're going to see if we can get a better connection with Harrison. Jalen Johnson was the one the other day who talked about putting us in position to be successful. Who put you in position to be successful? Your coaches. So Jalen Johnson is the latest one to talk about, and I agree with you. I think, and I said it after the game. I did a little wrap up from the field. I said that Eberflus had a different feel about him, his tone, his body language. I think he's resigned to his fate that he's a dead man walking, and I think it's best for both parties.
I think he knows. I don't know if he's been told directly, like you're gone, but it's not hard to read body language, especially when it's very different. The one thing you could always say about Eberflus is he's a pretty upbeat guy. He's a pretty positive guy, sometimes to a fault. Just listen to his press conferences starting last week and really into this week compared to a month ago. It's not the same guy. Like, I think he knows. Every presser sounds the same now. We got to stay together. Like, it's done. He's gonna be a professional and finish this thing out. But he will not be the coach next year. Will he be the coach next week? I assume they'll finish this year out with him, but I do think you do have to wonder if it would just make sense to rip the cord after Thanksgiving, especially if they lose, which most of us believe they will.
So then here's a question for you, Big Dog. What happens then? I mean, do you dare fire him? Because a lot of people have said, hey, you know what? Thomas Brown and people, it's recency bias. Everyone's like, Thomas Brown's the next. No, he's AK Tomlin 2.0. Like, all right, how about we pump the brakes? It's 2 games as an offensive coordinator, not even as a coach. I like Thomas Brown. I do. I love his demeanor. I love the way he commands a room. But I don't want, the most important thing at this stage of the game is developing Caleb Williams. I don't want to do anything to Thomas Brown right now that's going to take away from that. If you name him the interim head coach, well, now he's got to worry about the defense. Now he's got to worry about the special teams. There's a lot more on his plate, and I don't know if I'm ready to deal with it for him to do that, and I don't want that. Harrison, you froze up again. Damn it. Darn it. Let's see if we got you back. We got you back? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. I'm not sure if it's on my end or yours. Apologies. But I get the gist of what you're saying. It's twofold, right? Because you are right. The most important thing is Caleb Williams and his development and having the best possible trajectory heading into 2025. And yes, is there some level of risk of step back if you put more on Thomas Brown's plate, move him down to the field, make him the head coach, put more on his plate? Yeah, there is. But if you actually want to consider him as a head coach, there's no better way to do that than to just give him the title for the rest of the season. Right. I think Caleb is good enough and mentally tough enough that whatever happens the next 5 weeks, he will overcome that moving forward into his career. But I do understand the pushback. Like, you finally got the offense rolling. Caleb's confident. Do you want to stop that just to give this guy a trial run? I think it's worth the risk if you're serious about this guy being your next head coach. If you're not, then don't do it, obviously. But if this is a guy that Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren are talking about behind the scenes, like, hey, like, not saying you, I would consider doing it, because there's nothing like just seeing how the guy will do with that job responsibility. So I understand both sides of the coin. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, but I'd be intrigued to see and talk about throwing the kitchen sink at this guy. And if he delivers some wins and the offense keeps playing well, you go from pass game coordinator to offensive coordinator to head coach while still calling plays in a matter of a 3-week period. And if it went well, that tells me this guy can handle it. Like that would be a pretty strong endorsement for himself if he were able to do that. I get the risks, but it's also like, what do you really have to lose? Is Caleb Williams going to crumble if you fire Matt Eberflus and put Thomas Brown on the field? I don't know. I find that hard to believe, but again, if they're superstitious and just say, oh, we don't want to mess it up, okay, I understand. But if you're serious about Thomas Brown as a head coach candidate, I think it's something you should consider.
I agree with you. And guys, we're joined by Harrison Graham. He's the host of Chicago Bears Now. We're talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. I mean, but like you said, I agree. I see both sides of the argument too, because, I personally don't want a first-year head coach. Give me someone else. But damn, Mike Tomlin was a first-year head coach at some particular point. All these guys are first-year head coaches, and all the great ones at some particular point. I mean, is this guy? Can he be the next, prodigy? I don't know. All right, we don't know. And so I see your point. And so to do that, it's like you said. I don't think any decision is wrong, because we can easily defend both sides of it. But let's actually talk about this game, and I don't think it's going to be a close one tomorrow. Detroit is opening a can of whoop ass on every single team that they're playing, and I think they want to do the same to us for keeping it close and beating them last year. Give me your thoughts on this running game. We don't have Billings; he's out. Coward has been in there. He's not really been doing a lot, but you're gonna attack us with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. How do you see that going for the Bears?
Not well. Not well. I just got to be honest. This run defense, it hadn't been great even with Billings, to be honest.
Yeah.
It had taken a step back this year, but without him, it's pretty putrid. I hate to be harsh on another guy here. Is there a more underwhelming player on this team than Tremaine Edmonds? I mean, does he ever make plays that matters? He doesn't shoot the gaps in the run game. He had a nice breakup last week, so I'll give him that. But, I mean, that's a guy, you paid him. You didn't expect him to be Roquan, but you were hoping him to be at least 80% of the player Roquan is. He is not that. So he's not a guy that shoots the gap in the run. So I think they're going to have trouble. This offensive line for Detroit is completely dominant. So I would be shocked if they held Detroit to under 150 yards rushing. We know they can throw the ball off the run as well. Jared Goff, this pass rush is non-existent, and in Goff's career, if he's kept clean, he's consistently a top 10 quarterback. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough go for the defense, I would imagine. It's going to have to be probably a game similar to last week, where you're going to have to score, at least in the high 20s to have a chance. And, that's possible with the way the offense has played the last couple of weeks. But, yeah, I mean, if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm running the ball until the Bears show any – and they have not done much of that recently.
Yeah, I don't see them stopping this. Here it is. I don't see them stopping this at all. And here's the biggest problem. All right. Here's the round. Offensive linemen. The offensive line for Detroit has 3 first-rounders. Okay? 2 third-rounders, but 3 first-rounders. That's how you build an offensive line. The Vikings have 2 first-rounders, 3 second-rounders. Green Bay have 2 second-rounders, a 4th, a 6th, and a 7th. The Bears, we have 1 first-rounder done all right, 1 second-rounder, tevinjenkins, a 3rd-rounder, an undrafted free agent, and a 5th-rounder. That's not how you build. That's not how you win. And I think Detroit is going to hurt us big time on the run. And as you say, play off that. Talk to me about this passing game. Yesterday, it seems like yesterday because it was a couple days ago. But DJ Moore started to get on the same page with Caleb. Caleb was ripping the ball pretty well. Keenan Allen had a couple of nice catches. He had a few drops as well. But talk to me about the passing game for the Bears. Can they use that to possibly stay competitive tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about where the offense is. Doing just much better than Shane Waldron is just personnel usage. He's putting guys in better position. He's lined DJ in the backfield a couple of times. 2 weeks ago, Rome was lined up in the backfield, trying to create mismatches. So, yeah, I feel good about the passing game. You can spots in this Detroit defense to attack. They do have some weaknesses, although I think Aaron Glenn's done a really nice job, especially without Aiden Hutchinson. But I think the Bears can score some points in this game. Will it be enough? Seems unlikely. Detroit's defense the last couple of weeks has been very good, but weirdly enough, I feel better about the offense right now than the defense. So
How crazy
I
is
think
that?
there will be opportunities. Obviously, you're playing indoors, and you're playing indoors in a dome, so conditions aren't going to play a factor. So create some potential big plays, but yeah, DJ has seemed to respond to this OC change, which was much needed because there was some big question marks there. And yeah, I mean, the rest of the way, the only thing that matters is get Caleb in a good trajectory, get him in sync with these weapons that are clearly going to be here next year. Then obviously go attack this coaching search. We got to hope because I do think you got the right quarterback, and I think you got the talent if you get the right guy in here.
Cool. Give me a short list of guys that you would like them to interview, that you would like to be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears.
I mean, I think you're going up against one this week, Ben Johnson. I think he'd be a guy I'd like. Sorry about that. Yeah, Ben Johnson, I think is a guy I'm still very interested in. You're going up against him this week. Ryan Poles will have a front row seat to see him again. I still like the idea of Mike Vrabel. He's a no-nonsense type of guy. He's more of a CEO guy, so you'd have to nail the coordinators. Maybe that would be a scenario where Thomas Brown stays as the OC, which is intriguing to me. I'm not sure. I am curious. I'm not fully on the hire Thomas Brown train, but I am curious to see perform well, how much of a real candidate he'll be. He's had 3 interviews in the past. I don't love the Belichick idea just because he's older and it didn't end well in New England. I'm not sure that would vibe well here in Chicago. But ideally, just in terms of stylistically what I want ideally an offensive guy that calls the plays. Who's the next Kevin O'Connell you can go find? Who's the next Sean McVay? It's not as easy as just picking some random dude, but I would like that. And if you can't get that, then I think Vrabel would be my guy because he's done the job well before. And it may not be a home run, but sometimes, and I was listening to another show say this, like maybe you just need to swing for a double. Like Mike Vrabel feels like a double. Like he's going to give you credibility. He's not going to be the reason you're blowing these games like the coaches you have now. And in a division with high-level coaches, maybe going for the double route, the little bit safer route, instead of trying to swing for a grand slam, maybe that's the better path. So, if you ended up with Mike Vrabel, I don't think anyone would complain too much.
Yeah, the one thing that I have an issue with the Bears though is that I don't think, and I've seen it in all Chicago sport teams and basically across sports for the most part. General managers want to be the pretty boys now. They want to be remember, it was always the head coaches, basketball coaches, the managers in baseball. The head coach was the face of the franchise. Now it seems like the general managers don't want to hire people, at least ours, that might be a bigger personality, that might take that a little more seasoned, or that are put it this way, that are uncontrollable, who know how to do shit, and they're going to do it their way because their way was successful. And that's what gives me pause about them hiring Belichick or Vrabel or anybody else. That Kevin Stefanski thing was there until Cleveland came out and said they're keeping him. Like, that's the thing that gives me pause about them hiring a veteran head coach. And I think, to their dismay, that's the worst thing they can do. If you got talent, you'll get a great coach. You went and got the best quarterback. Why not go get a great coach to lead this team? And that's where I think the Bears and a couple of our other Chicago teams as well have that issue, and that's a big problem to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading an article in The Athletic a few weeks back. I think Mike And people wonder if Kevin Warren's willing to hire an alpha type of coach. And that concerns me a little bit. I will say with as much as we all like Ben Johnson, and I'm one of them, I think one thing that you
Harrison, you there, buddy? Man, we keep losing your audio. Yeah, it's not coming back. Son of a biscuit. Hey, we'll have Harrison. If you could check, if you hear me, buddy, log out one more. And come back in one more time. We had one or two more questions. Yeah, he was freezing up there. And I really wanted to hear what he had to say. About the article he read in the Athletic. But this is an issue. And he talked about, he said, would Kevin Warren want to hire an alpha dude? Man, you want to hire alpha dudes. You want to hire. That's the thing that bugs me. Man, dude, like, are egos so fragile now? You know what I mean? Like, what happened to the mantra of, if you want to be the smartest guy in the room, all right, hire people that are smarter than you. What's wrong with hiring people that are smarter than you? All right, because of their big personality, you don't want to do it. Because of their big personality, you're leery of it. What are they going to take the spotlight away from you? Like, what the hell's that about? We got Harrison back for a second. Hey, Harrison, let's see, we got you. Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about the issues today. I'll make sure this is better next time.
Okay.
I'll just give a couple final thoughts, and I'll leave you back to it. Have to win it offensively. Caleb's going to have to put up 30-plus points. I think ideally you find a little more balance this week. I think last week asked for more passing because Minnesota has the best rushing attack in the NFL. So if you're going to pull off the upset here, you're going to have to be a little bit more balanced. And I'll say this too, for everyone out there who's saying, just keep losing. Guys, Matt Eberflus is fired. He's not coming back. I think you need to learn how to win some of these games. Like, I do think it's important for these players who are going to be here moving forward. Caleb, DJ, like DJ Moore has never won. He's never won in the NFL. He's been on a bunch of garbage teams. Like these guys, Jalen Johnson, I mean, listen to him talk on the radio every week.
Yeah.
He is so sick of losing every single week. Cole Kmet, all these guys have done is lose. That's all they've done. And I'm not even saying it's their fault. I'm just saying they have got to learn how to win some of these games. So for everybody who, let's tank for a higher draft pick, like we're beyond that at this point. You need to try and win some of these games regardless of the coach, because ultimately this is a team that needs to start winning and needs to start winning soon. So I'm still in the play to win mode. Obviously, if the offense is awesome and you lose some of these games, yeah, there is some benefit with the draft thing, but I'm not one of these people who's saying, yeah, keep losing these games, because that just seeps into the culture. And the culture right now, all we've heard for 3 years is how great this culture is. The culture is losing. That's the culture. So they really need to find a way to win a couple games down the stretch, I think.
They do, and I'll tell you, when I go in the locker room, because we're outside the locker room, they have the cooling off period. and before they let us in, man, I see so many guys leaving right before the last couple of weeks. I saw so many people just bounce right before we got a chance to get in there and interview them. So like the locker room is half empty when they open the doors to allow the press in. I'm like, man, like I wanted, there was the tight end, a couple defensive players were gone. I know Jalen Johnson was gone one of the games. It wasn't this week because he talked, but I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. And they just want to get out of there, and it's frustrating. Like I can't imagine how they're feeling, man, and it really, really sucks that they're feeling this way. And I don't feel too bad for them. I mean, you get to go home and cry in your beautiful Lake Forest mansions up there or condos, but it still does suck as a Bear fan, man. And that the culture needs to change, and I'm looking forward to whoever is the next head coach of our Chicago Bears. Hey, Harrison, great stuff, buddy. And I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, though, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you,
thank you,
and
man.
your work online.
Yeah, at HGram NFL, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Chicago Bears Now on YouTube. Apologies to you and your audience. I'm not sure. I'm in my home office today, so maybe I need to call my internet provider, but we'll get that straightened out next time. Looking forward to talking to you down the road.
Sounds good, Harrison. Thanks a lot, Papa. You have a great day and happy Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Take care.
All righty. Guys, that's Harrison Graham from Chicago Bears Now, talking Bears football with your boy. Yeah, it was frustrating, this team, what it is right now. And I didn't put that up, King Booker World. You crazy. Charles McDavid in the house. What's up, Papa? How are you? Good to see you back. Good to see you back. I'm thinking about this. Like, how can they win tomorrow? I mean, there's a way they can win. There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. But I don't think Dan Campbell is going to allow a trap game to jump up and bite them. I don't think so. It seems as if, Dan Campbell is a phenomenal coach. Okay, and all of us people who made fun of him for, biting kneecaps and shit, we're eating our crow fried hard. We're eating a lot of crow. Okay? We're eating a lot of crow because one, that dude is real. Okay? For another thing, that dude, he's passionate. Okay? And the players understand that he has their back. He was one of them for a long time. So he understands their plight. He knows what they are doing. He knows what it feels like to be in that locker room. And I'll tell you what, he's the kind of coach I'd love to play for. And apparently he's the type of coach that all these Detroit Lions players want to play for. King Booker World says, watch now, for one day everything clicks and they come on Detroit. Dude, that'd be phenomenal. That'd be great. Because I got a bet with one of my cousins. We were at my cousin's, our other cousin's son's birthday party last weekend. And one of our other cousins like, oh, the Bears are going to lose. They're not going to win another game the rest of the year. I was like, dude, they're going to win another game. I'm like, they're not going to win very many, but they're going to win another game. He was like, no, they're not going to win another game. He said, because I'll bet you. He's like, I'll bet you. He goes, I'll bet you dinner. I said, what? You'll bet me dinner that the Bears won't win another game in these 6 games that they have remaining. They're not going to win another game. He's like, nope. I said, done. The Bears are going to win one game at least. You got San Fran, you got Seattle, Minnesota maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It looks bad, but just give me one more win and you give me a free dinner. That's what I'm talking about. And I got a free dinner coming. But here's another interesting question. Would he want to stay? And I'm talking Thomas Brown. Say you go get a Mike Vrabel. Say you go get a Mike Vrabel and say, hey, I want you to be the head coach. Would you consider, we ask that you take a look and consider Thomas Brown. Right? You're inheriting, you're inheriting Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet. And I don't think they're going to re-sign Keenan Allen, which is why they need to use Tyler Scott more. But I digress. Maybe he says, "Hey, this guy's been with him for the half of this year. I saw Caleb's improvement. Yes, I will consider it and maybe even keeps him." But would Thomas Brown want to stay? Does Thomas Brown want to be a head coach? Does he want to be a head coach? Black Diamond checking in. You're late, but checking in. You know what? We appreciate you checking in anytime you can, Papa. Anytime you can, dog. I appreciate it. Patty Lara's in the house. Says happy, wonderful Wednesday to all. Happy Thanksgiving to all my Sports Zone family and friends. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well. Patty, Junior, Mondo, Dito, Monica, Jeremiah. Would Thomas Brown want to stay? Because I'll tell you what, it makes it, I could see him from a business move. Yeah. Here's why I could see it from a business move. One, Caleb's trajectory, if it goes up, it continues to go up with Thomas Brown. Imagine next year. Now, there's not a lot of learning. Okay. Maybe some adjustments to Thomas's scheme, to the one they're using now. But you're going to have Mike Vrabel or someone else who's a CEO. You'll have a guy who's very comfortable with your quarterback who's kind of getting him on an upward trajectory. You're talking about the number 1 overall pick in the draft, the quarterback who you have on an a very steep upward trajectory. That's something you might want to look at and keep close to home. You might want to keep that close to home, especially if you're not sure if you don't have a guy that you're 100% comfortable with. It might work. It might. But again, does he want to stay? But from a business perspective, it would behoove him to stay because now you have Caleb Williams for 8 games. Okay, you have him for half a season, and then you go to next season. And he continues to excel and develop, and the Bears go deep into the playoffs? Excuse me, because of Caleb Williams, not with him, because of him. You go deep in the playoffs because of Caleb Williams. Guess where the stock of Thomas Brown will be among hot coordinators? His stock will be through the roof. And what if he pulls a Bobby Slowick or Ben Johnson and decides to stay 1 more year? So what if we get 2 years out of him, 2.5 years out of him as the offensive coordinator, and Caleb continues to develop? And in that second year, the Bears can have a chance to get to the Super Bowl if you fix the offensive line and defensive line. But I'm saying if it gets to that point, now you can have any job you want, Thomas Brown. Sometimes all money ain't good money. Sometimes just because the opportunity's there doesn't mean it's the best time to take it. Doesn't mean that. You stay with Caleb another year, maybe 2. Caleb does what a lot of people are hoping he's going to do, and that's skyrocket to the top. You can have any job you want at that particular point. Any job you want, you can have. I wonder if he's looking at it that way. But I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Thomas Brown hasn't talked to me. He didn't call me and say, "Hey, bro, here's what I'm doing." but I can see a path for him staying. Will he take it? That is a question. Kevin says, I think the Bears should fire Eberflus this Friday and allow Brown to audition the rest of the year for the head coaching position. That's one route. That's a viable, and Harrison and I talked about that today, and he said he's down with it. Harrison's down with it. He's like, oh yeah. What better way? I agree that it would be a good audition, especially if this is the guy you want. You know what I mean? If this is the guy that you really feel is the guy who could take. But again, now here's the problem. You got to remember, dynamics change. Dynamics change. Because now he's not going to be in the box anymore. He's going to be on the sideline. Now, can he call games from the sideline? And let me tell you something. It's a whole different ball game. Literally and figuratively, when you're on the sideline and you're in the box. It's a whole different ball game. I've done both. I've been in the box calling defensive plays. I've been on the field calling defensive plays. It's a whole different animal. Can Thomas Brown continue to develop Caleb from the field while he has to deal with the defense and the special teams? These are all questions. But like Kevin said, fire that Brown audition. But that's going to, again, what is the most important thing we've discussed? We've settled on the most important thing is the development of Caleb Williams. Will Thomas Brown coming down to the field affect his development? That's a question that they have to find out. They have to try and forecast the answer to. Marshawn says, if the Bears lose big tomorrow, it's time to pull the plug on Eberflus. So you're along with the Kevin line of thinking, saying fire him on Friday. So Thomas Brown is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the next week, the entire rest of next week to prepare. All right, for San Fran. That sounds like that's what you're saying, and I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense if you fire him Friday because you have a couple extra days. Let Thomas get acclimated. All right, Eberflus, get your shit out. Thomas, get your shit in. All right, you can bring more stuff. It makes sense. I was telling someone yesterday, I'm like, man, I said, Coach Eberflus is going to have to put up his beautiful Lake Forest home that sits on the lake up for sale. That sucks. I wonder how close he is to Caleb, because Caleb has a house, just bought a house that's on the lake too. So I wonder how close they are to each other. Just a question, just a thought. But I digress. A lot of stuff going on around our Bears, man, and it's not good. It's drama. It's too much drama for your mama. And that's the last thing we want is drama. I'm telling you, as a football coach, the last thing you want is drama. The last thing you want are distractions. And there's a whole bunch of distractions now, and that's why Eberflus is gone. You created a lot of this. You didn't handle the little things. Remember I told you, if you take care of the little things, there are no big things? He did not do that. He refused to do that. Didn't put pressure on the Hail Mary. All right, didn't send people down there. He didn't send people on the down before where they gained the 13 yards. Like, dude, he's not going to run for a touchdown. He might scramble and gain some yards, but he's not running for a touchdown. And that could have killed the clock. That could have ended the game. You didn't put people on the sidelines. All right? These are little things that you do when you understand it. They're trying to get out of bounds. Stop him from getting out of bounds. Crazy idea. So if you do get a head coaching gig, respect the game. Every play is important. That, you know what that's like? That's like in basketball. All right, in basketball, what they do at the end of the quarters and half, guy gets the ball, the team scores like 2 seconds left, they take it out, and the guy just heaves it. Sometimes you see guys in his face. Yes, it was TJ Edwards. Jr. said he had a spy on Daniels on the Hail Mary. He did. But my question is, why would you spy? Why would you have a guy there? Because if he's a spy, he's literally doing nothing. He's watching him. And if Jaden Daniels doesn't run, he's not attacking. So you're literally taking him out of the play. Literally. You come down here, just stand right here. Jaden Daniels isn't running. Not on that last play. He's not running. It's a Hail Mary. You go get him. They're 60 yards away. He's not running to score a touchdown at that particular point. And you had TJ Edwards spying him. Not attacking, not rushing, not getting him off his spot. There's one of the defensive linemen who finally got through. When he moved, he rolled to the right. They came back to the left, set up. He had all the time in the world. Send him. And TJ Edwards just standing there watching him. He's standing there just kind of going along with him. What kind of nonsense is that? Kevin, someone very smart said that one time before. I don't remember who he was. But I agree with you. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. And Coach Eberflus has shown that he's made quite a few mistakes. And I get it. I defended the guy for a long time. I liked it, but sometimes it's time to cut bait. And with Coach Eberflus, it's time. All right, it's time. You know, the issues with his team are things he couldn't handle. They just mounted up. They mounted too big. They're too big. They mounted too high for him. You know, I gave him a lot of credit because he was able to keep this team in check during that 14-game losing streak. He was able to command the room still. Okay, but after a while, people don't want to hear shit when you're losing. And like Jalen Johnson said, he goes, in 2022, he goes, we had a horrible roster. They cut that. Remember, they decimated that roster. Didn't sign Akeem Hicks, got rid of Roquan, got rid of Robert Quinn. Got rid of a whole bunch of guys. Excuse me. And he said, but this year, because we're built to win now. And he's frustrated. And he has every right to be. Yeah, I don't know if you could say that, Junior. He says you wondered if it was a team or Flus in other seasons, but it was Flus. He didn't have any players. He didn't have any players. All his players were gone. You know, all his players were gone. So I don't know. And he might have made some bad decisions. We'd have to go back and check. But it's tough to evaluate a guy when you decimate his defense. It's tough. So I hope, for his sake, he learns his lesson and takes every play seriously, respects the game enough. Because I want our Bears team to be good. And I hope they get a guy in here next year who's the leader of men. I'm hoping to see tomorrow. I'm hoping to see Caleb have more fun. You could tell Caleb was having fun. You could tell by the way he was ripping that ball. He was firing it into small windows and completing them. That was very Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers-ish last week. If you saw some of those passes, I mean, you talk about literally inches or split second before a defender's hand crossed the path, or a split second after you saw a defender's hand cross the path of the ball. But at that point, it's in the hands of our wide receiver. How many times did we see that? Or they're a second too late. Caleb looked like he was having fun last week. Caleb looked really good. King Booker Rose says Bears have a rookie that should have 3 or 4 comeback wins in his resume. Yeah, he should. Or game-winning drives. And we don't. And he doesn't. So I'll tell you what, if he continues to play like that, as free as he's playing, because he's playing like he was playing in college. Although he has a lot more weapons now than he did in college. He had a lot more weapons than the year he won the Heisman. He's taking advantage of them. Ryan Poles, you get some of this heat too, Papa. You get some of this heat too. All this is your fault. Refusal to invest in the offensive line. Keep going to get projects. Going to get projects that are hurt. Kieran Amagaje, what do you play? 2 or 3 games? Started the season on the injured list? From Yale? Come on, man. The lack of depth, of serious depth. Black Diamond says, hell, Booker. He goes, Repute just cost him the offensive rookie of the year. Yeah, he's not getting it. Now, the only way Jaden Daniels come back to earth, there is a chance he can go back and get it. Now, Thomas Brown's going to be a big part of that, and Caleb's going to have to be a big part of that. If they can, if this offense continues to trend upward, and Caleb has if Caleb can continue to throw for 250, if Caleb throws for 250, we did the math the other day. There's 6 games left. 250. That's 1,500 yards. 250, 1,500 yards. Damn, that's 3,800 yards. I think he's got to go 275. Let me see. Yeah, he's got to. If he averages 275, and that's a big ask. That's a big ask of a rookie. 275. But I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Looking forward to some Bears football because this is why you play the games. I hope the players are tired of this nonsense, and the best way to do it is you let it all out on the field. Let it all out on the field. It's got to come a point in time where you're sick and tired of being the laughingstock of the NFL. You're sick and tired of being the punchline to every joke. How are the Bears going to lose this week? If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what does. But a lot of these guys are so sensitive and they take it to heart and they want to cry and leave me alone. You're being too mean. This is football. And our fans are passionate. Some of them may cross the line at times. Many may. But they're passionate. These guys got to grow up. These guys got to buckle down. And here is where the lack of leadership is. Here's where it rears its ugly head. Who is the fucking leader on this team? Who? Who's the guy that says enough of this shit? Enough. Who's that guy? You name me a good team, a Super Bowl winning team, or a team that runs that's perennially in the playoffs. I'll tell you who their leader is. Philadelphia, their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, he's their leader. Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, he's their leader. Buffalo, quarterback, he's their leader. Miami, Tua, he's their leader. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, he's their leader. We know the leaders of the teams that are good. We don't know who the leader is on this Bears team. We don't know. We don't know if they have one. They probably don't. I don't see one on this team. I don't. Now, Caleb is a prime candidate to be the leader of this team because he's getting bossy and shit now, according to DJ Moore. But this is a lack of leadership, and you just said it. It's Kevin, you freaking just said it. It's a reflection of its head coach and general manager. They're too passive because they recruit. They draft and sign guys who are passive. They don't want any strong personalities. They don't want that shit in the locker room. Why? I don't understand. Locker rooms I've been in had tons of strong personalities, and they clashed. But you know what? When shit hit the fan, they were there. Tons of players on my teams that I played for and that I coached who were leaders. There's no leaders on this team. And what everyone wants to do is go talk on their outlet, on their platform. Shut the hell up already. That bothers me that so many people are talking. So many people are so free to get on their platform and say what's going on. Where's the sanctity of that locker room? Where's the sanctity of that? You have no respect for that, for the sanctity of the locker room. Everyone's just going to talk. Everyone's saying how bad the coaches are, that they got to do this, they got to do that, they got to do this. Leo Factor checking in. What's up, Popeye? He says, Poles might have never drafted Olin Cruz because of his personality. You're damn right he wouldn't have. Because Olin's a leader. Olin is vocal. Olin will tell you what's up, period. In no uncertain terms. You don't believe me? Ask I was going to say Randy Brown. Who's the guy who punched the offensive lineman? That went out the door when he kept throwing people under the bus. Reuben Brown. That's who it was. Ask Reuben Brown about Olin. Ask Drew Brees about Olin. Yeah, but it just came to me, Book of World. Appreciate you. You wrote Reuben Brown. Ask Olin Cruz. Ask Reuben Brown. Ask Drew Brees about Olin. That's a leader and a man who stands up for what he believes in. I miss Olin. I miss people who play with his mentality. I miss people who have his personality, who are leaders, who are vocal, who will get in your face. I miss that. But now everyone's friends. Now you can't yell at anybody because they're hurt. You need to go to their safe space. I need to go to my safe space. He said something mean to me. Ay, Dios mío. Crazy. Hey, listen, guys, 2 hours is coming and going. I want to thank my guest, Harrison Graham, for coming on talking Bears football with me. Now we had a few issues. Next time, he just texted me a few minutes ago. He says he's apologized. Next time it will be better. I'm like, cool. No problem. It's just a pleasure to have him on. I want to thank you guys. King Booker World, Black Diamond, Leo, Kevin, Junior, Patty, Mashawn, Black Diamond in the house. Charles McDavid. Aunt Moss, if he's back in, Aunt Moss technically goes, I can't listen to this guy. I got to go. I respect it, Papa. I respect it. Kevin Scott, Aunt Moss. Who else is? Levette Lee. Fred Miller. Yeah, that's another one. But listen, guys, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving or Indigenous Day, whatever you want to call it. All right, tomorrow is a day. You know how we used to talk about let your loved ones know you love them? Let your loved ones know you love them. Spend time with your loved ones tomorrow. Listen, as we get older, and there's a lot of older people in this group, you realize there's always one less person for the holidays. This year's my cousin Shawn, who passed away a couple months ago in the summer. One of my favorite cousins. And he won't be there anymore. So make sure you spend time. Make sure you go out of your way. All right. I know sometimes you get to houses that are small and cramped and hot, and deal with it anyway, because you know what? There's going to be a time when you're not going to be able to go to that house anymore. There's going to be a time when you can't hang out with that person anymore. Like I'm still kind of reeling over the loss of my cousin, because he and I weren't speaking at the time. We had a fight. We had a disagreement. An argument. And we hadn't spoken. We hadn't spoken in a year. Okay? So yeah, it's going to hurt tomorrow. So make sure you let your people know you love them. Because for real, every year there's always one more person that we know that's not at the party. One more year, one person every year, one more person that's not at the holidays. Hope you guys eat the hell out of some turkey, some ham, some stuffing, some mac and cheese, some mashed potatoes, some garlic bread, whatever it is you eat. Pumpkin pie. I just got a pumpkin cheesecake. Shut up. Yes, from Costco. So if any of you look for something, go to Costco. They got a pumpkin cheesecake. I gotta go get another one too today, because I just remembered I forgot something at Costco, and I couldn't remember it when I was there. And then when I on the way out, I'm like, oh shit, I wrote it. So I had to write it in my phone. I was at the light. I was like, dude, put this in the phone. So I got to go back today. Junior, yeah, again, my condolences to you, Junior. I know your sister just passed. That's one less person every year. So let's make a point. All right, make a point to let them know that you love them. All right, and if it's something that you can put your pride aside for, if it's something that's not crazy, put your pride aside for it, man. Do it. Okay? Because one, then next year another one, next year another one. And what if there's 2 or 3 in a year? The shit adds up quick, man. And the good times we had growing up change. All right, the people we enjoyed it with change, and they're gone. All right, folks, I'm out of here. I got to go pick up the warden from CrossFit. Guys, I love you. I appreciate the love and support. Have a happy Turkey Day tomorrow. Okay, I am going to do the same. And guys, I will see you tomorrow. I will see no show on Friday. Make sure you stay tuned today, 12:15, Second City Sports Today. They're not doing a show on Friday. So your boy, the SuperBack, and everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I am out.